And ALEC does a great job of giving you all the tools you need to solve whatever problems are going on in your state. And it's amazing to get to hear, someone trying something new in Oklahoma, or, getting to tell people what we've done in Texas, because of course you do everything better and bigger in Texas. But, but it's amazing. I love that. And ALEC fosters that communication, that network. I have made so many great friends in other legislatures for being here, and I always learn. I learn so much at every meeting, and I love that.
We're here in Fort Worth, Texas with Caroline Harris,
who
is a state representative outside of Austin. 200,000 people.
Yes.
Which is more than I thought.
More than a lot of people think.
It's in any given district. Is it a particularly large district? Is this
every state representative in Texas has around 200,000 people that they represent. So.
You've been there since 2022?
2022, yes, sir.
Up for re-election, your third term, so you made it through your first re-election.
I did, yes. Thank you to my constituents for trusting me for another couple terms. So.
And now, at all this experience you've accumulated, you've gotten on the board of ALEC.
Yes.
Tell me about the ALEC experience and why you're here and what state legislators can gain by being part of ALEC.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I love ALEC. I attended my first meeting as a staffer at a conference at ALEC. And that was amazing as a staffer, because you're in the room with other staffers and you're all talking about the issues that you're all facing, and you get to just problem solve all together, and it was so amazing. And then when I got elected, here I am doing the same thing. You're in the room with other elected officials and you're problem solving. And ALEC does a great job of giving you all the tools you need to solve whatever problems are going on in your state. And it's amazing to get to hear, someone trying something new in Oklahoma, or getting to tell people what we've done in Texas, because of course you do everything better and bigger in Texas. But but it's amazing. I love that. And ALEC fosters that communication, that network. I have made so many great friends in other legislatures for being here, and I always learn. I learn so much at every meeting, and I love that.
So what upsets you today that you're trying to fix?
Oh, that's
is it a long list?
It is a very long list. It's a long list. But one thing that I do like to work on is healthcare, and just improving transparency, and really just improving things for the consumer in healthcare. Consumers pay for healthcare, and everyone will have to in their lifetime. And right now, it is so difficult to navigate. Even if you have good insurance, it's so difficult. And so my very first session, I brought a bill forward that says before you pay your hospital bill, they have to give you an itemized statement that has the billing codes, plain language description, and the prices on it. Essentially a receipt. So you can go through like you would check your receipt anywhere else and make sure everything's accurate. There's a lot of errors in medical billing. And so I don't want my constituents, any Texan, to be paying for something that's inaccurate. It's a lot of money. So anyway, that's something I love.
Have you met one of our ALEC friends, Cynthia Fisher, at all?
Yes, I have. I have met Cynthia. Yeah, and I will say, ALEC has taken this head on with price transparency, so I'm thrilled about that.
It's interesting. I'm talking to her. There's a difference when Trump was first in office and actually getting prices down compared to President Biden, who wanted estimated prices. It's like, how do you estimate the price of a carton of milk?
Oh yeah, exactly.
So this has been a big sticking point with you? Go ahead and go over that.
No, absolutely. A knee replacement, pretty routine now. We know how to do it. We're doing it a while. But if you go look to figure out where you're going to get your knee replaced, it can range between $30,000 in cost of how much you pay wherever you go. I just don't understand that. And consumers also don't know how to go look that up. Do you have the time? If you're raising kids, you have a job, do you have the time to go look all the prices up for all of your medical, stuff that you need? Probably not.
Not to mention, when you're putting your health in someone's hands, you would think that the pricing would be legit and verifiable, and that they wouldn't try to gouge you as a healthcare provider.
You would think so. And my simple bill that I had received a lot of pushback. And and they told me, don't worry, Caroline, we're moving to a new system that will get rid of some of these errors. And I said, okay, great. So will it be 100% error free? Well, no. but we're working on it. Don't worry. And I was like, okay, well, in the meantime, I think a customer should be able to tell if something's wrong, you know, and I will never forget, I had a constituent tell me this story of somebody in my area. He got sued by a hospital for not paying his bill because he's a male. They put a cervical exam on his bill. And he was like, guys, come on. Like, this is not, but they sued him because he wasn't going to pay it because it wasn't accurate. So anyway, these are the things that are happening that I like to work on. But
as a young public official,
yep.
One of your advices I would think would be pick a topic that you can make an impact on.
Yes.
And was this a topic you originally ran for the state house on, or state rep? Or was this something you sort of found your way towards?
Yeah, so I actually worked as a staffer for 7 years before I got elected. And this was a topic that I worked on under my old boss, Senator Brian Hughes. And I actually worked under him to try to get that particular bill passed when I was a staffer. And it had so many obstacles, and, you know, but I did hear from constituents when I was running that it was a huge problem, and that's what they wanted. And so that's why I made it one of my priorities. And I actually was given GOP Freshman of the Year that year because of getting that bill passed. So yes, it is something that I heard from constituents about, heard stories about from them that they wanted me to work on. And you know, it's a long list of things: securing the border, lowering property taxes, lowering taxes overall. But then this particular transparency in healthcare, it impacts so many people.
I can tell it's a passion.
Yeah.
And when you can impact an area of the law,
right?
How rewarding is that?
It is so rewarding. I had someone, I spoke at a conference after I had gotten that bill passed, and I talked about it. And afterwards, I had this lady come up to me, and she was crying. And she said, Caroline, I came to this country, you know, legally. My husband and I had a baby. It was so difficult to navigate the healthcare system. And I can't believe that someone in power is actually working for the people and trying to help us with this. And she was just crying. She said it was just a horrible experience, and we're still working on it now, but just knowing that you are trying to do something about it. She said that's given us hope. And yeah, you never forget those interactions. Oh my goodness. So
it's all about reaching people and making their lives better.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it is. No, I love it. I love it.
You still have those great ideals.
Yes, yeah. Well, and you know, the Lord has really blessed me in this role. The Lord called me to do this, and you know, He's just blessed me in my life in general. But especially in this role, I know I'm here not just to pass good policy, but to be able to love people well through my position. So I'm just thrilled that I get to do that.
For you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, rising star in the Texas state the legislature, and also a rising star as part of the directors of ALEC. But Caroline Harris, thank you for joining us here in Fort Worth at the State and Nation Policy Summit as part of the American Legislative Exchange Council.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.